So this happened. ESPN tweeted out a highlight video from the Overwatch League, which is being broadcast on ESPN. Now, they've got 30 million followers on Twitter. They're all sports fans. This is what happened. David Martinez says, people will say this isn't real sports. They obviously haven't been part of the grind. And then Dylan Nodgrass 2, number 2 indeed, remember that, Dylan Nodgrass number 2. He says, the part where your thumbs hurt from the joysticks, or the part where you get grounded because your mom is tired of hearing the game, and then a space and an exclamation mark. That's not grammar, but whatever. We'll let Dylan Nodgrass number 2 off. And then Ben says, they use keyboards. And then Dylan Nodgrass number 2 says, even worse. Okay, Dylan. But remember Dylan, because he'll be back, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, yes, he'll be back. JME, not a sport. Akali says, well, what defines a sport? JME says, a ball. And then Oscar comes in with Hammond, by the way. And Joko comes in with Ruin. A ball. What kind of a definition of a sport is that? A sport is just a competitive game. Football's a game, soccer's a game, cricket's a game, basketball's a game, baseball's a game, Overwatch is a game, Counter-Strike's a game, League of Legends a game. They're all games. It makes no difference. They're all sports. However, JME says, no, you need a ball. Well, I mean, Overwatch has got Lucio Ball for a start. It's also got Hammond, who is a literal ball. So I'm sure JME will probably start playing Overwatch, right? In fact, JME, if you watch this video, I'll send you a copy of Overwatch. Go and play the game. It's lovely. Domo comes in, and actually Domo almost caught me off guard. And he says this, lol, video games aren't sports, silly ESPN. By the way, I have never touched video games in my life because they are for nerds, angry face. I have no clue what grind and dedication it takes to make it to this level, by the way. Laughing, crying emoji, lol. Anybody with hands can do this, by the way. It's just pressing buttons, lol, laughing, crying, funny emoji. And then CS Elevok, I cannot say your name, but he's got a Razer headset on. Although HyperX is better. Check HyperX out. I've totally not been paid to say that at all. But it really is a sport, and it's not easy. You haven't had to work hard for anything, thus you don't know what dedication or grinding is all about. Now that's a bit of a leap there. We don't know Domo. We don't know what Domo's done. You can't just come in with that and say you don't know what dedication is. But then Domo just replies with whoosh. So yes, Domo was actually yes, he was having a little giggle, wasn't he? He was being sarcastic, ladies and gentlemen. What about Cam03 underscore or Cam underscore 03 underscore? This isn't a sport. And then looking for a team, Zephyr underscore Overwatch says, it doesn't matter when you're probably a bench warmer on your middle school basketball team, lol. Now that's kind of aggressive, isn't it? There's no need. And so Cam responds with this. Sonic says, if your profile picture is from an anime, your opinion doesn't count. I mean, okay. I think Zephyr, I think you've been beat. Just give up, Zephyr. Give up. Stephen comes in and he says, this is not a sport. Seems to be a running theme, doesn't it? This is not a sport. Eric Marbury comes in and then he kills him. He murders him by words. If you've ever been on Reddit, ladies and gentlemen, and you've looked at murdered by words, this is exactly what this is. And he says this, I would think someone with a WWE Championship as their profile pic would have a little more tolerance and acceptance for something like esports. After all, pro wrestling is still considered not a sport by a lot of people. I am not one of them. Stephen, I think you've been killed. It's time to go. There has been a murder. Somebody dial 911. I remember Dylan Snodgrass, number 2. He's back. And he says shit looks absolutely goofy. Okay. And Reason replies with, so does a lot of traditional sports. I don't understand cricket, therefore it looks goofy as fuck to me. But I understand other sports and understand Overwatch. And these people are making a name for themselves. I'm so proud of them. Well, that's right. I agree with that, Reason. I'm proud of them as well. I mean, yeah, it looks goofy. But I mean, you could say that about anything. You could be like, well, NASCAR looks goofy. Formula 1 looks goofy. You look goofy. Moving on. Justin Lieber comes in. Until what happened? We don't want this. We want sports. And some GIF, which I honestly has gone whoosh, straight over the top of my head. I've no idea. It's some guy eating stuff. Maybe I've been duped, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know. Reason comes in again, the hero. He says Overwatch is an esport. No one is forcing you to follow ESPN, but 40 million people play it. True. You can't deny it. True. I like this one, though. Jay says, when you have no idea WTF is going on, but they rep Philly. This is good, because this is what Overwatch League is all about, right? This is the geolocation franchises. There's a team in London, so if you're from London, you probably like the London team. Even if it's not British players, you might still like them. If you're from Philly and there's a Philly team, you might support the Philly team, even though you don't know anything about esports. This shows you the power of Overwatch League. It's beautiful. Jay, you're beautiful. Love it. Awesome. And also, well done to the Philly social managers, because they responded to this tweet. Awesome. You stalkers. Henry says, I don't know what TF is going on. I don't know WTF is going on, but it looked cool. That's right, Henry. You seem to be by the Statue of Liberty as well. Awesome. Buy Overwatch and try it. I think you'll like it. And then we've got this guy that comes in and says, man, if people are this butthurt about one tweet, I can only imagine the shitstorm there's going to be when the finals are actually broadcast on ESPN, which, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, is happening. The first day of the finals is on the main ESPN channel. And Nicole comes in and she says, the quarters and semis have been on ESPN3 this whole time. They don't know we've already infiltrated them. Grant says, you're just nerds. All right, Grant. I mean, okay. What does that even mean these days? I mean, go away, Grant. You want to fight me, Grant? Let's go. This seems to have escalated, but okay. Whatever, Grant. You silly person. Moist sausage. Not a sport. Very common theme, isn't it? Not a sport. Royal Gunner says, like your father, not your real father. Stephen Thompson. A disco ball exploded, which, by the way, is the best comment ever, because he's seen the Diva bomb explode, and he's like, what, a disco ball's just exploded? And then SemX11 says, yes, kind of. I guess you could call it that. Beautiful. Absolutely poetic, you could almost say. And finally, ladies and gentlemen, we get this absolute bombshell from LeBron. I'm taking my talents to the WNBA James at Joe Naxman. Virgins. Rich. Yes. But virgins. Amazing.